Ever wondered how movies like Furious 7, Despicable Me 3, and a movie called Wolf Warrior 2 allegedly made more money than masterpieces like Gone with the Wind, The Sound of Music, and E.T.? Well, there's a lot of missing data and the powers that be aren't being totally transparent with us. Missing data such as average movie ticket prices at the time, total population, inflation, and disposable income are only but a few omitted data points. Here's a few of them. The average movie ticket price in 1939 was 25 cents. In 2022, it was $11. That's a ridiculous 4,300% increase. $1 in 1939 is worth $19.33 today. The population of the United States in 1939 was about 131 million people. In 2022, it was about 333 million. There were 2.5 times more available people to watch a movie in 2022 than in 1939. Taking inflation into account and calculated in 2023 dollars, disposable income in 1939 was about $7,500, and in 2022 was a little over $45,000. People had much more disposable income to watch movies in 2022. As you can see, Hollywood tricks you into thinking they are making better movies year after year that people just love. We know intuitively that's not the case. So without further delays, here are the real top 10 highest grossing movies of all time, taking inflation, population, and total disposable income into account. When you take total population and disposable income into account, you see the number of people who really wanted to see it and the high price they were willing to pay to enjoy these pieces of cinematic art. The numbers are quite shocking. These were not only movies, but movements that affected a nation. Coming in at number 10, the Easter classic Ben-Hur, which came out in 1959 with an adjusted lifetime earnings of $3.7 billion, and where their actual earnings were $75 million, selling 98 million tickets. At 9, we have The Terror of the Seas for Every Kid, Jaws. Made in 1975 with an adjusted lifetime earnings of $4.56 billion, and where their actual earnings were $265 million. They also sold over 128 million tickets. Number 8 is the beloved sci-fi movie, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, released in 1982, with an adjusted lifetime earnings of $4.6 billion, and where their actual earnings were $437 million. Sold a little over 141 million tickets. 7 is Dr. Zhivago, which came out in 1965, with an adjusted lifetime earnings of $5.5 billion, and where their actual earnings were $111 million, selling about 124 million tickets. At 6, we have the Disney animated film, Fantasia, out in 1941, with adjusted lifetime earnings of $5.84 billion, and where their actual earnings were $77 million, selling over 83 million tickets. At number 5, my all-time favorite, Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope, out in 1977 with an impressive adjusted lifetime earnings of $6.2 billion and actual earnings of $460 million, while selling over 178 million tickets. 4 is The Sound of Music, out in 1965 with an adjusted lifetime earnings of $6.25 billion, and where their actual earnings were $159 million, while selling over 142 million seats. Number 3 is the classic, The Ten Commandments, out in 1956, with a very impressive adjusted lifetime earnings of $7.7 billion, and actual earnings of $125 million, selling about 131 million tickets. The runner-up all-time highest-grossing film is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Disney's classic animation came out in 1937, with an adjusted lifetime earnings of $8.6 billion. Their actual earnings were $184 million. They also sold over 109 million tickets. And the number 1 real top-grossing movie of all time is, to no one's surprise, Gone with the Wind, out in 1939 with an adjusted lifetime earnings of $16.22 billion, and where their actual earnings were $200 million. They also sold over 202 million tickets. That's 1.54 tickets for every man, woman, and child in the country at the time. A truly incredible number. What do you guys think? What is your favorite movie? Do you feel they made better movies back then or today? Thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to us. Please check out some of the other Smart Facts Fast videos to learn something new. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment or suggestions on how we can improve.